Hi, Garden Rebels. It's been an excellent time. We've had a beautiful fall season of cool mornings and kind of warm afternoons. And I know a lot of folks have been taking advantage of the planting bar, doing up their fall baskets and containers. There's still plenty of time. Although I have been watching, and some folks have been getting, I want to say there's just a few little hang-ups. And one particular hang-up is where to begin. Like, what do I have this container, where do I begin in all of these choices? And today I want to tackle that. That's really, really easy. And two is, what are the design principles in creating an amazing hanging basket or container? And today I just want to tackle one single principle, and it's the biggie. I mean, you get this and you would be 83.7963% of the way home in creating the most amazing hanging basket and container. I mean, that's 4 decimal points. I'm going to show you the first principle. Let's get started. So you've gathered up your old basket, you put it in the car, you have arrived at the nursery, and you found your spot at your favorite planting bar table. You're ready to go. Now, what to do next? Where to begin? And my first helpful advice is simple. It's really just look through the nursery and just find plants that you like. That easy. Just take that plant and put it onto your cart. Now, I would still keep looking through. It could be several plants that you like. Keep putting them in the cart. Don't worry, we can put plants away. Once you have, let's say, 3, 5, 7 plants that you really like, let's start ranking them. So this is really my first choice. I really like this color, this texture, this form. Something about it is what I absolutely adore. So once you have that first plant, don't get technical at all. It's just to find out whether this plant has leaves in the winter. That's simple. And if we find out that yes, it does, great, keep running with it. If it doesn't, let's find a plant that is really, really similar to that, but is evergreen. These plants in a fall-winter basket need to do some tough work. They need to show off their color, their form, their texture all through the winter. That means during the snow, ice, rain, dark days, anything. Their job is just to keep looking good all the time. So I've picked a wagon full of favorite plants. It's hard to choose, but I can literally pick any particular plant. I'm just reaching behind me, finding this plant. The Senecio Angel Wings. Isn't that cool? I just love this coloring. And I tell you, anyone that walks past this always wants to kind of pet it. It's just a neat plant. So striking, especially in the winter time as well, because it just flows naturally into winter and into the Christmas season. So fun plant. But lest you think that I was choosing that plant particularly, I am just going to choose any other plant. Let's just pick this guy. What is this one? Frankie boy. Take a look at this unusual guy. Whatever your favorite plant is, that's where we start to build your basket or container. The first design principle. It's going to be all about color. Let me show you. Small side note here. On my wagon that I've chose on plants is I can see the grouping of colors already. The reds, the blues, the yellows, and the greens. And those are going to be the 4 primary colors that we deal with in the nursery for the winter time. So looking at those colors on the color wheel, we have reds, blues, yellows, and greens. And they happen to all be in a, I don't want to say triad, equal color parts, but also complementary. So even if we just stick with those colors, picking something from the red, picking something from the blue, picking something out from the yellow, we will have created a perfect color combination. Let's do that just to show. Something red, something yellow, something blue. Let's just say I picked a different plant combination. Let's try it. Let's just test it out again. Something reddish, something yellowish, something blue. You can see it all works really well together. Let's try that one more time. Something in the reddish range, black, something yellow, something in the bluish range. Still works. Now I'd like to show one more thing on this, is that we can also use this in shades or monochromatic colors. So we can do maybe red violets to yellows. We could do a range of colors, reds to yellows as well, creating a combination. And let's try something just, I want to say monochromatic. Let's say we pick just the yellow ranges, anything right next to each other, yellows to yellows. Let's try that combination and think, I'm going to stick with just one color. What would that look like? Something yellow, and something yellow. Still works. Add in something more yellow and just add a touch of bloom color. Still works. Let's try that in the blues. Something blue, something bluish, bluish tones yet. Finally, a little bit of blue color. Still works. Let's try that in the reds. Reds, 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 and a little bit of red. Still works. Let's take something just in the greens. Try that. Keep it really simple. Something green, something green, and something green. Add in a little bit of color. Still works. Reds, blues, yellows with a hint of bloom. Reds, blues, yellows, green, a little bit of color, and some trailer. So using, if you want to do straight blooms, reds, yellows, blues, a few trailers, you can throw in some oranges and some whites. Still works. And we're going to stop right there. I don't want to get any more principles. If you just concentrate on the color of the foliage, add in a little bit of bloom touch, and I think you'll see a marvelous improvement on your basket and container design. Hang tight for next week. I'll add in another principle, and the following week another principle too, and then you can wrap that all up. Even if you miss the other principles, I think you'll still come out with a wonderful personal container that you love and cherish and enjoy through the entire season, all the way into next spring. Guys, that's the tips and tricks for this week. Always live your passion. Keep planting.